Look, timing is everything, and it's become one of the most talked about films of 2024, putting a sharp lens on Donald Trump's early career and the influence that cutthroat lawyer Roy Cohn had on the man we know today. London reporter Jessica Millwood sat down with the cast and the director of The Apprentice.
Yes.
Hello, this is Donald Trump from Mr. Cohn. Thank you so much.
Donald who?
Donald Trump is such a big character. What did you do to get in the mind of such a big personality like that?
Well, I think he's also a really small man at the same time. There's a character that we've gotten very used to, and it has sort of surpassed the aura of a human being, has become a brand in a way, and stands apart from us. And I think what we were trying to do in this film, and I was certainly after, was bringing him down to earth a little bit and looking back at the history and seeing really who he was and how he started out, which was a very different image of what we're seeing today. You know, it's important that we look at all of the angles of what formed him.
You played Kendall Roy, now Roy Cohn, so you spent a lot of your career in the dark mind of these characters, complex characters. Does that take a toll on you?
Probably, but you know, it's the creative work, you know, you're using your imagination and you're working on great material, and these are great characters that you're talking about. And Roy Cohn actually was a pretty gleeful guy, despite how horrible he was and how much harm he caused. It's surprisingly a positive thing to walk around in his shoes because he had no conscience or remorse or shame.
How do you always win?
There's rules. The first rule is attack, attack, attack.
Rule 2, admit nothing, deny everything.
Can I ask you about the elections and the timing of all of this?
Right.
Was the release on purpose? Was that political?
I mean, we sort of ended, the world dictated this to us in the, more or less, I mean, we premiered in Cannes in May, and then, we fought to get a release, and there were a lot of complications, which basically brought us to now. I think it's exciting to release it. Do I think that we can, sort of affect the US elections? I mean, I wish, we had the powers.
Maria, you were simply stunning in this movie, and Ivana comes across as much more than just Mrs. Trump. Was that important to you?
It was. Thank you so much for saying this. That's my hope. Because I wish I knew more about her before. I wish I knew that she's been this ahead of her time woman, and outspoken and bold and hardworking and smart. She's been more than just a beautiful model. She's been more than just a fashion icon. She's been, to a certain degree, a role model.
You have to be willing to do anything to anyone to win.
His feedback on social media over the past few days, calling it a political hatchet job. There were legal letters sent, cease and desist. Did either of you at any point think this movie's not going to come out?
You know, if it wasn't so sort of chilling and in a way terrifying, I would think it was funny because it's out of Roy Cohn's mouth, essentially. I mean, in the movie explores these rules that Roy had. Always attack, so he's attacking us. Deny everything. He's saying the movie is a pack of lies and it's all fake, but it's actually based on historical record and fact-checked. And he called us human scum, which is a phrase that was used by Hitler and by Stalin and by Kim Jong and by Bolsonaro and by Putin. It's not an accident that he used that phrase, and I find it very troubling.
It's really scary how much he's managed to divide people, and he continues to do that. And I think that whole caricature thing, which I feel he plays into a little bit, he's lost his humanity. He's embraced this cartoon because he can get away with it, and we let him.
What if you lost your fortune today?
Well, then maybe I'll run for president. I don't know.
Gee, it explains a few things, doesn't it? The casting is incredible. The Apprentice is in cinemas right now. Sarah?
Thank you, Dickie. Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?